What's on, where and when. It's the Talk of Nelson. Talk Nelson Radio.
Welcome to Football Focus episode 4, where we cover all things football in the top of the South. I'm Chris Butler, and it's welcome back to my partner in crime, Paul Brydon. G'day, Bridie. How are you, mate?
Mr. Butler, very good.
Good week.
Beautiful day outside today.
Yes.
Bit nippy this morning.
Yes.
I see we've got no guests today.
No, we had a few fall throughs. But apparently, people have got other things to do with their life, and but you know,
who doesn't want to talk about football?
I know.
And who doesn't want to chat to you and me?
Exactly.
Obviously, lots of people, son. Never mind.
No, but apparently bosses wouldn't let them have time off, or
Oh,
But anyway, we've got
Okay.
a full agenda going forward.
Yep.
We're gonna we've got some guests lined up for the next few weeks, but this week it's just you and me. But plenty to talk about. We've got senior men's and women's local premiership, Southern League men's and women's results. No fixtures this weekend, but we can talk about how things are travelling.
It's Chatham Cup, I think.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on there with the Southern League. There's only two. There's Cashmere Tech play Christchurch United, so the other teams have no game.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I didn't even bother looking at the draw because the Nelson teams weren't in it.
No,
So, but anyway, it's must be the Chatham Cup round.
it is.
We've got plenty of overseas news and some prominent New Zealand football news, actually, new coach. So we'll talk about
I see that.
But let's get into it. Nelson Pine Senior Women's Premiership, and looking at the draw this week, we've got Get Cars FC Nelson Diamonds taking on FC Nelson Wahine. It's a derby. The Diamonds had a pretty good win, 7-4 against the Swans. Big scores there. And the Wahine going down to those Golden Bay Shield maidens. Phil said, there's still no faith in us, but we're going to do the business.
Well,
and sure enough, they did.
Well, I refereed the first half of that game. And I take my hat off to the Golden Bay girls because the Wahine girls only had 10.
Ah, right.
And the Golden Bay team had a squad of about 14, 15, but they actually started with 10
Right.
to make it even. And I did the first half, then of course
Oh.
I had to duck away. And in fact, the first half was dominated by the Wahine.
Oh, right.
Caitlin Anderson got through, had a 1-on-1, should have scored. They had a couple of corners that went real close, and I think I left it was 0-0. And they were probably the better side. But obviously, with no subs on and off, the wheels fell off a wee bit in the second half. Sasha's comments was, I'm never going to play in goal again. Obviously got a bit too much for her, but look, they only had 10. They had a few girls away sick, and actually did first half did really, really well. So they should have been leading that, but I think with the rotation of the Golden Bay girls, they can bring players on, obviously.
Yeah.
Counted for quite a bit in the end.
Well, they're rolling on quite well at the moment. The Shield Maidens are doing well, so they're on a bit of momentum. So good luck to them. And, well done to them, because I saw in another match over in Golden Bay, a team turned up with 9, and so they gave them 2 or 3 players. So, it's good to make the game as even as possible.
Wow, it's all about getting a game.
Yeah.
If you got 8, it's called participation, getting people play the game sort of thing. So,
all right, so
that's
the
what
Diamonds versus the Wahine at the Botanics, what are your thoughts?
well, there's a bit of a problem there because the Wahine are short this week, and they've got that many people away. Being school holidays is going to be difficult. I think Matt's team's short as well. So Sars was saying they're looking at defaulting because they got people away and people sick. But TJ and Phil Thompson want that game rescheduled, from what I heard. So that game at this stage probably won't go ahead this Saturday.
Right.
But that could change. But look, the Diamonds will win that. They're top of the table. I don't know, we were second.
Second at the moment.
That's
right.
Too much experience for that game. They should win that easy anyway.
Golden Bay Shield Maidens in Tākega against Motueka AFC Angels, and the Angels had the bye last week. So,
no, Golden Bay there. You don't want to upset Phil Smith. No, they'll win that.
Phil will be jumping up and down. Finally, Talk Nelson is back to side, and fair enough too. He's had some good wins.
Yeah.
Good luck to both teams. The Mapua Cougars versus Brydon Fern Tahuna Breakers. So the Cougars went down, unfortunately, 6-0 to the Foxes. And the Tahuna Breakers, they had a loss to Suburbs Reserves 3-1.
Yeah. I would fancy Mapua there being the home team.
On the home domain.
Yeah, I've seen Tahuna play, not bad. Got a couple of good players there, but I think Mapua collectively probably a wee bit better there. And playing at home, big pitch in Mapua, I'd pick the Mapua Cougars to win that.
And it's not Isaac's sister. She's a player in her own right, apparently. So
Sorry.
So she's a star in the Tahuna side, and she just happens to be related to this guy called Isaac.
Yeah, okay, I understand that.
Zoe, isn't it? Is it Zoe?
Ruby.
It is.
Yes.
It's Ruby. So she said, "What do you mean, just his sister?"
Yeah, okay.
I'm the star of the family.
Well, I can't get things right all the time, but I'm pretty 100% sure they're siblings.
Yes, they are.
Is that better?
Yes, they are. Yeah, but I think she wants to be the star.
Yes,
so fair enough.
No.
And the next one, we've got the reserves versus the Swans. The Swans went down. Geez, what a big game that was, 7-4. And the reserves had that win against the Breakers.
Yeah, well, that's I would say the reserves, they're the younger team of the, as Geezer said last week, the Swans are hit and miss, aren't they? They sort of lots of mothers.
Oh, again, school holidays, you never
know. School holidays could be short, so I would pick the reserves to win that, even though they're third place and the Swans are sort of sixth, aren't they? So, yeah. So is reserves to win that one, Butts.
All right, the top three, we've got the Foxes at the top. They got the bye this weekend, followed by the Diamonds, not too far behind. And in actual fact, the reserves have been travelling quite well, and they're not too far behind as well. So, and look, the Shield Maidens sneaking up there as well. So that's going to be an interesting end to the season.
I think it's quite a good competition. I think, as Val said a few weeks ago, it's difficult that obviously a lot of teams aren't. There's been a couple of blowout results, but they've hung in there and keep battling away. And look, you're going to get big results sometimes. So it's Well,
7-4. I mean, that scoreline there, that could have, that's a lot of goals, isn't it?
Well, so exactly. But if you had four teams in one league and league and five in the other, every 3 weeks you're playing the same team.
Yeah,
you've got to bite the bullet. And my argument when it comes to this sort of stuff is, okay, well, you got something to strive for. Okay, we might have lost 8-0 last time. How can we make it better next time? And the more you play against the better sides, the more you improve. And that's and I think it's actually quite a good comp. So, and I remember the last time Diamonds played the Waihi at Botanics, the first half, I didn't know which one was the first team.
Right.
And the coach wasn't happy with that comment, but and he certainly revved the girls up at half time.
Right.
But the second half, obviously, the experience came through and they won 9-1 or something. So it's not that bad.
Yeah.
And I think they should stick with it.
Good stuff. Nelson Pine Men's Premiership Division 1 and Rangers, Nelson Locomotive versus Nelson Suburbs Reserves. And the Locomotive had a loss only just to the Seals. It was 3-2. And the Reserves, they won 5-3 against Garden Motul Motueka.
Yeah, I don't know much about those games. Yeah, I think
going to be quite even, isn't it?
Yeah, well, Locos, from what I heard of the Seal side, as I say, they're a bit like the Swans in the women's division. They're a bit hit and miss. Sometimes if you got Ben right, they'll probably win. If they haven't, they'll struggle. And I think Locos probably thought they had a chance there, but going down 3-2. But the Seals aren't a bad side. They've got some good young kids there as well. So Locos will be disappointed with that, getting close. So they're still pointless at this stage. And the Reserves, well, I always pick them to beat Mott. And from what I heard, I believe, I'm not too sure, Ross McPhee played for that and he broke his leg.
Oh.
From what I've heard. Yes. So that's not good news for Ross. And very sad to see that because a very good player.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he'll bounce back. So sad news there, especially for the mainland team because I've had 2 broken legs, Butts, and it's
long way back.
Well, it can curtail your season. I didn't play when I was 19. I didn't play when I was 23.
Yeah, right.
So it just cuts, there's 2 chunks of in your early years that you can't play. So.
Yeah.
But Reserves, good result there, 5-3 over Garden Motel and Motueka.
So who are you picking there?
Well,
Loco or the reserves? Loco? Or...
No, the reserves should win that Neil Park, yeah.
Okay, well, this is a big match because it's top of table clash. It is at Guppy Park. Your own team, FC Nelson, first 11, Sheehan Financial, take on Rangers from Blenheim, and it's going to be a big match, mate. So, what are your thoughts on the game?
Oh, well, originally we thought this week we've had a bit of drama with it because the website had us down at AMP Showgrounds, and TJ got hold of Val the other day to say, can you fix the draw, please? Because it's still written down at AMP. And she said, well, yeah, she's playing over there. And we said, well, we've already played over there this year.
Right.
And there was a bit of a commotion. So the last couple of days we said, well, hang about. It's the rules state that it's home away. And I think what had happened, that Rangers have been, I'm not moaning, but they feel they add something to the competition, that they wanted more home games this year. But I think in the associations of Mainland, MBF and Marlborough, obviously, well, that's quite a good idea in hindsight. Forgot to tell anyone.
Right. Okay.
And we certainly didn't know. And but the rules state that you play home and away. So and for Rangers to actually claim and say that it's been fixed, that we should have that home game is poor, I think. It's like, you have a big enough advantage by teams going over there, playing there. It's very difficult to win, as we all know. But anyway, common sense has prevailed, Butts, and the game has been transferred back to
Guppy Park. It is difficult for them. They have to travel quite a lot, but they are getting those young players good experience.
But look at Nelson Suburbs for years, and Nelson United in the old days. We played in the National League. We don't ask Mount Wellington to come down and play us twice. We don't ask the other teams. Napier City Rovers. We all travel. We all go through it. And I understand where Rangers are coming from. They're a bit isolated. But if you want to be part of this competition, you've got to abide by the rules, and it should be home and away.
All right, well, there you go. It's a top of the table clash, mate.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be very close, that's for sure. A big match.
Difficult. Hard to pick. They need to win because they're actually 3 points behind us. So I imagine they'll come with a mindset of attacking. So we just got to be smart about it. I'd like to go out, and we won't change anything. We will try and win the game. But they're a good side.
They are a good side.
So basically a rep team. What's the population of Blenheim? 20,000. So it's the pick of the crop over there. Very difficult. They're well organised, well coached. If we can get the job done, we've virtually just about sealed the league. Would probably need a point out of the next 3 games after that. So yeah, it's a massive game.
Yeah.
I can't pick it.
Well, I'm not going to ask you to pick it because you're the coach.
I don't want to pick it. But I just hope we win.
But a good chance to see the top of the table clash.
Yeah.
There should be a good crowd down there at Guppy Park. That's 3:00 on Saturday. Sprig and Fern Tahuna take on Nelson Suburbs Seals. And things sort of went back to normal, didn't they? Because a comprehensive win by Rangers over Tahuna 5-0, and the Seals actually getting the win over Locomotive 3-2.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Tahuna had to go to Blenheim. So did they take that team that played against Richmond the week before that won 10-0? I don't know. Possibly not. Guys could have been out working, could be sick. I can't be blood travel. So it's always difficult to go over there. And by giving Rangers more home games, it just adds more, why give them that advantage? So, and that just showed that there when we thought about it on Saturday, could Tahuna cause an upset? Probably not over there. So, but this week, because they're at home, everyone will be available. And I would probably, that's down to Tahuna. I'd pick the home side there, Tahuna, to win that.
Good stuff. And Garden Motel Motueka went down to the Suburbs Reserves, taking on Fresh Choice Richmond, and tight match. So obviously they got hammered 10-0 the weekend before, but obviously a big comeback by them, only going down 1-0 to the league leaders.
Yeah, no, it was a tough game out there, tough conditions. And yeah, they came out. In fact, the first half we went in it. To be honest, they were well organised.
Up.
Yeah, they were fired up, and they got people behind the ball, and we were sort of caught off guard a wee bit. We didn't create anything. We were a bit in our attacking third. We were very, very lame, to be honest. They didn't really create a lot, but the chances they did were half chances. But second half, we made a subtle change. We sort of got someone in midfield and played with a bit better shape, and then we looked a lot better going forward. And at the end, it was a bit deja vu from the week before, and we got 2 penalties in the last.
Oh,
We got another penalty in the 92nd minute this time. But this is a dead set penalty. Oh, Jermaine Wilson-Duggan went through, and the poor old keeper came out. I didn't actually see it. He looks like he thought he got the ball, but the referee was right there and pointed the spot. And I spoke to him afterwards. He said, look, it was a penalty. So, look, we were lucky again, but I thought we deserved to win. We had more chances second half with the crossbar. Their keeper made some really good saves. And at the end of the day, you get what you deserve. So we'll take it. But yeah, Richmond did well. Certainly it wasn't the same side that played the week prior.
Yeah.
I did speak to the coach about that, and he said, no, it was a completely different performance. So
great.
Well done.
Good stuff. Okay, so who are you picking between Motueka and Richmond?
Yeah, that's a tough game. That's got 3-3 written all over it. Draw.
Draw.
Yeah.
3-3.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So the top 3, we've got Shen Financial FC Nelson, Rangers just behind, only 3 points in it, and Nelson Suburbs Reserves doing pretty well, aren't they? I mean, yourself and Rangers are quite clear at the top there, really. So it is going to come down to a 2-horse race, I'm reckoning. So, good luck to both teams. The Southern League women and the results from last week. Otago University lost 6-0 to Kashmir Tech. That's probably about right, isn't it?
Yeah.
And Nelson Suburbs 3-1 down to Dunedin City Royals. So they did play at home. Did you manage to catch that match?
No, and I haven't spoken to anyone. I was meaning to catch up with someone, but that's not a bad result for them. Well, Geezer said last week there was always going to be a tough game because didn't the Royals beat someone's
that's
Coastal
right.
Spirit or someone easy or something? So, look, just looking at the result without seeing the game, obviously well organised, another good performance from the girls from Nelson Suburbs and lose. Okay, they lost 3-1, but obviously that Dunedin City Royals team's a pretty good outfit and sort of second on the table. So, no, they're doing all right. Like they're second the bottom, but they've got Otago University at home this week.
Next week.
Oh, next
so
week?
there is a break for Chatham Cup.
Chatham Cup and Kate Shepherd Cup, of course.
Kate Shepherd, yes.
That's the women's.
Yes.
Yeah, women's.
Yeah, and we've got Universities of Canterbury. They went down 4-2 to Coastal Spirit. So Coastal Spirit bouncing back there, obviously a good side. So the top 3, as we know, Kashmir Tech, Dunedin City Royals and Coastal Spirit. But, it's early days. Nelson Suburbs still have some games to go. The Southern League men and they also take a break, so we will just concentrate on the results. Selwyn United down 5-3 to Ferrymead Bays.
Yeah, well, that's on the cards. I think Selwyn are sort of struggling, aren't they, a wee bit? Ferrymead hit and miss, but with the league that way it is, the table doesn't lie.
No.
So the teams sort of higher tend to win those games anyway. So
Green Island went down.
Yeah.
7-0 to Kashmir Tech. So Kashmir Tech, really bouncing back. Probably had some close games recently, but really putting their stamp on that one.
Yeah.
Dunedin City Royals and Nelson Suburbs 3-3. So no word on that game?
Well, I did see some updates. I think they were leading for most of it. And then I think, were they 2-2? They were 2-1 up with 15 to go, and then I think Dunedin pulled one back. It was 2-2. Then Suburbs went 3-2, and I think, from what I heard, that Dunedin, the referee got to look at his watch because I think it was the 98th minute that the Royals equalised. So, look, another result there Suburbs will be disappointed with. It's you get into these positions to win games, and sometimes you just you got to find a way to shut the gate.
Yeah.
Don't let them in. But unfortunately, that Dunedin City side there managed to sneak one in the end, so a 3-3 draw. So, yeah, probably I would say 2 points lost there for Suburbs, to be honest.
And Nomads going down to Christchurch United 4-1.
Well, that's on the cards. Christchurch United are well clear. They're up top, so they're certainly going to qualify for the national rounds later on.
Coastal Spirit winning against FC20 2-0. So that's probably on the card. So
that's it.
Looking at the table, Christchurch United well clear, not far behind Kashmir Tech, but as far as looking at the top two going through, they're looking pretty much on cards. But Kashmir have to keep up the performance because Dunedin City Royal starting to get some results. So, but I can't see anyone.
It's a 2-horse race. So I think the top two qualify for the National League. Same as last year, Christchurch United and Kashmir Tech, just a wee bit better. And then that other group of Dunedin City, Ferrymead Coastal, Suburbs, and then I would put Nomads, Green Island, Selwyn, FC20 in another group. So there's 3 lots there. But look, Suburbs have shown that they're more than capable of matching with those top two. But at the end of the day, they just didn't get the results at this stage. So.
No, they haven't.
But there's still games to go, so they'll try and push on and finish as high as possible.
And hopefully it's some building blocks for the future. Overseas news and the transfer window still come along, and Mount to leave Chelsea, another one gone from Chelsea for Man U, 5-year deal, a mere £55 million.
Yeah, I see that one. I'm not sure. Chelsea just seem to be losing players. Why go to Man United though? It's like they don't seem to be losing anyone, so it's not as though he's guaranteed a spot there.
No, the only statement he's made is that he feels that that's the best fit for him moving forward. So there you go. I don't know what that means. So
it's a big club.
But certainly Chelsea are going to be putting some cash in their pocket, but what they're going to do with it, I guess, is the other question.
Well, they've got plenty of money, but they need to go out and buy some players themselves. You know, I've only seen players leaving there. I'm not too sure if they've signed a few at the moment. So.
Right. And Hannah Dingley, Forest Green Rovers, she's named the first female boss of a men's professional football side. So there you go. We've had referees and now coming into management in the men's professional football league. So fantastic news.
What a marvellous achievement.
Yeah, that's great. That's fantastic. And who knows? I mean, might be knocking on the door of some higher league honours. So
what league is Forest Green?
I didn't look it up. I should have, but
they're obviously League 1 or League 2 or something. They're up there. They're not high up, but they're sort of it's a marvellous achievement.
But it won't be too far away, will it? Till we see them in Championship or even Premiership, I'd imagine. So well done. And Roy Hodgson is staying at Crystal Palace. What is he, 75?
Correct.
And he's predicting a target of the top half finish, and I wouldn't put it past him.
Well, he did a great job of Palace this year because they had a bit of a blip mid-season and, near the end of sort of 2/3 through the way of the season, then they sacked Bear and he came in and
Roy did it, didn't he?
Yeah. Roy's back.
Look what he did with Fulham, a few years back. Yeah. But, I mean...
And like 75, it's getting on a bit. It's a pity Sam Allardyce at 69 couldn't do it for Leeds.
That's right.
But
but I think probably it might be, I'm only guessing, maybe it might be all around the structure, and the culture. And you've got plenty of coaches that can work on technical and tactics and all of those kind of things. But it's that situation where you want to set things up where it's a good environment. And he seems to bring energy to clubs, doesn't he?
Well, he's been a manager for a long time, very experienced. He had England there for a while. He's done it all. So, as you say, it's all about that. Just getting them together. As you say, you've got other coaches there. You've got a defence coach. You've got a midfield coach. You've got a shooting goalkeeping coach. So, and the players obviously bought into it, that sort of thing. And look, they were good to watch, Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
They're some great players there, some Essay and Zaha and some great talent. So, good on him. Look, it doesn't matter what. I've always said as a player, it doesn't matter if you're 15 or 60, 16 or 60. If you're good enough, you'll play, you know.
Geez, be nice at 60, wouldn't it?
Well, I trained the other night with our boys. We played our reserves. I had a kick around.
Oh.
And the lad said, well, you didn't look out of place. And I go,
there you go.
But let's get it, give it, go. That's it. You know what I mean? But just on the transfer stuff, Steve Humphrey's a good mate of mine. He
Butler.
Oh, the old Butler. He said that Saudi clubs nicking a lot of players from England.
Yeah, and listen, the bit of management as well. I've escaped Liverpool player.
Benzema's gone there from Spain. I said N'Golo Conte, who was at Chelsea. I think he's gone to Saudi Arabia. Gerard's gone there to coach.
Gerard, that's who I was thinking of.
So this Saudi league will be a strong league. So that money talks there, son. And,
big money.
Yeah.
New Zealand football news, and we got Darren Baisley. He is, he was temporary coach, now officially full-time coach of the All Whites.
Yeah.
So I don't actually know too much about Darren Baisley. Have you come across him in your travels at all?
I have met Darren. Look, really nice guy. Well, he's actually been part of the system for 12 years now. So he's done a lot of the junior All Whites, stuff like that. But a bit of a shambles, New Zealand football, because they hung their hat on trying to get John Herdman, and they actually advertised that he's got the job, but didn't tell John because he did really well with Canada. Yes. He got them to the World Cup. Well, firstly, he got the women's going, the Canada women's team going, then he got the men's team going. So New Zealand football, it's a funny job because you don't play a lot of games. And that's where Danny Hayes that's why he resigned. He fell out with the New Zealand football because he wanted more games because at the end of the day, he probably wants to coach.
Yeah.
And, of course, you're locked into there, so you can't do anything else. So, and that's why I thought maybe Ufak Tale from the Phoenix might have been a good fit, do the Phoenix, because the A-Leagues they're tied up with the windows as well. So when the window's on, the All Whites can play, he could go away. But once he found out that Herdman got the job but hadn't accepted it, he thought, well, basically I got stabbed in the back. So I'm
out of the race.
I'm out of that.
That's right.
But I don't know, someone like Darville Tavic, he's done his A license. Why didn't he apply for it? I would have just, if you got the tickets, apply for it, you know. And it's all about then once you're there, you're getting good people around you and going. So, look, great job. A lot of traveling involved, a lot of going around watching games. The only thing about most of our pros are all playing in Europe now, Europe and America. So will we see games back here? Hopefully. And but yeah, good luck to him.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to remember the next campaign where we only have to win Oceania to get through to the World Cup. So easier road for him. So yeah, no, good luck to him. And the guys seem to like him anyway. So that's the main thing.
OFC Under-19 Women's Championship, and New Zealand made it into the final. In the quarters, they beat Solomons 19-0. I don't think I've ever played in a game with the scores. Maybe in the juniors, maybe 20-0, maybe, or something like that. I mean, every time you get the ball and you go down there, you're basically scoring. And in the semis, 5-0 against the Cook Islands, so a bit closer there, but good.
Well, you'd think the Solomons would be a bit better than Cook Islands. The population's a lot bigger, and Solomons men's quite a good side, but obviously the women aren't too good.
Yeah.
So, 19.
And I was thinking about, I mean, it's hard on them because we do get automatic qualification, so that's great. We don't get to play some harder sides, so how does that go for us with experience? But as far as the island players going, if they're not playing those tougher sides, they don't improve, do they?
Exactly.
So, and whether or not they'll ever make a World Cup, who knows? But, I mean, at least you've got the opportunity to try.
Yeah.
So into the final versus Fiji will be a tougher match. They beat Samoa 3-1. And so that match is on the 8th, and you can watch it live on Oceania Football on the website, and they live stream it. So there you go. 14 days to the World Cup, so we're not too far away, and we're starting to see a little bit more publicity in the build-up. Only just, though.
Well, if you go on the old stuff website or just some news stuff, there's a lot of talk about the tournament now. So they're starting to crank it up a wee bit. Look, it's getting exciting. And the squad's been announced. I see Ian Foster's daughter made the side.
Yeah.
So you girls obviously disappointed to miss out. But
I think there was maybe one Nelson player that I was expecting to see in there, but didn't see her name. No. So unfortunately, tough call.
So look, they'll be in their training now, getting ready, and we just hope we get some results and do what the girls did. And obviously, we're not going to win it. It's a bit different than that Rugby Women's World Cup where we're sort of favoured to win it, or one of the favours. But if we can, qualify for the next round, I think that'd be a major achievement for the girls. So.
Absolutely. And the thing, there are tickets still available, including the New Zealand matches. Yeah. And also, I was looking at pricing. It's actually pretty reasonable. I mean, some of them are like
$20 a ticket.
$20 or $30. So there's a real opportunity for everyone to get out and support the New Zealand side and fill the stadium and see if they can get them at least through to the 16. That would be fantastic. And you never know. Sometimes on your home, pitch, you might just do it.
Well, a lot of people are going from Nelson to Wellington.
Yeah,
for the game. I think
yes.
Are they playing Norway?
I can't remember actually.
Norway,
they've got is that the opening match against Norway? But we'll be more detailed next week. Because we'll actually be knocking on the door of kickoff time, and we'll have the draw in front of us, and we'll start talking through the tables and scores and those kind of things.
Dead right.
We'll be a little bit more informed next time.
Well, that's right.
Next week we will have a guest PB, but from your point of view, big match on Saturday at Guppy. If it's a fine day, expect a big crowd, I'd say.
Yeah, well, the weather's not looking too flash, but it is what it is. Look, we'll turn up. We've played 10-1-10, so it'll be nice to be 11 from 11. Look, it's going to be tough. The beauty about the position I'm in is that I can use players from other FC teams, from the second division, i.e. Chin United and Carini, so... the Chin team's not here this week. They're at a tournament in Auckland, so Tang's not here. But I had Van Sarang and Van Roland, who are two very experienced players, train with me on Tuesday. So I'll be looking to using them this week just to add a bit more experience. It's nothing against the ones that have been playing because they've been fantastic, the young kids, and they'll get opportunities as well. So, yeah, look, we'll be ready. We'll train tonight, see how we go, and turn up Saturday and see what happens.
Well, we think of it, must mention the tournament in Christchurch, the FC under-14s went down there.
Yeah, well, that was the Christchurch International Tournament. Yeah, Suburbs took a team down there and FC got third, I think. They beat Cashmere Tech twice, beat Western Springs 4-0. So Chris Main and Jermaine Wilson-Duggan took that side. They've had that. Well, Chris Main's had that side now for a couple of years. I think TJ had it before that. Just a good bunch of kids. And sometimes you get that. You'll bring these boys through from 11 or 12, all technically quite good, and you just keep working with them, and then they're there. So they've done really well. They actually didn't lose a game last year. Right. So they did well down there. Obviously they got third in the end. And
one of the players, the name escapes me, got golden boot. Out of that side. So that's a great result. So well done to them.
No, excellent. And I think I don't know where Suburbs got, but maybe it's going to be on next week and fill us in with some more details.
Fantastic. Thank you once again, PB. Pleasure to have you here,
mate.
No
worries.
And we'll be back into it again next week.
Excellent.
What's on, where and when? It's the Talk of Nelson. Talk Nelson Radio.